Trump says he'll beat indictment as Hunter Biden gets sweet plea deal. The American people deserve to know just how terribly he's doing. When Jason Miller was on my Sunday show, I asked the Trump senior advisor why his boss was trashing the likes of Bill Barr, John Kelly, John Bolton and Mick Mulvaney. Why did he hire them in the first place? Well, look, I think as President Trump learned with real estate, you learn something new in every single deal. Of course, there'll be some people that don't get invited back, he said. In a combative and probing interview with Donald Trump on Monday, Fox's Bret Baier asked a similar question, ticking off what the former president had said about these and other appointees: Barr a gutless pig, Kelly born with a very small brain, though in fairness they have been denouncing him as unfit for office. Because I hired 10 to 1 that were fantastic, Trump said. We had a great economy. We had phenomenal people in charge of the economy. We had phenomenal people in the military. Then he veered off into saying that he had defeated ISIS in 4 weeks. Of course he had some help from our brave soldiers. I'm not saying Trump didn't bring in some talented people. But the folks he has been insulting in highly personal terms include his former Secretary of State, Secretary of Defense, Attorney General and 2 Chiefs of Staff, the very top of the cabinet and the White House. I also found this telling, when Baier asked what he might do differently in a second term. I would like to be less combative, Trump said, but I find the press is extremely dishonest and if not combative, I don't get my word across. Of course, Trump repeatedly denounced the media as the enemy of the people, and fake news, but it's also hard to argue that most of the press corps isn't viscerally against him. When Baier pressed him about the classified documents indictment, Trump said he just needed more time to go through the boxes stored at Mar-a-Lago. These boxes were interspersed with all sorts of things: golf shirts, clothing, pants, shoes. This will undoubtedly become known as the golf shirts defense. But Trump ignored or only partially complied with government subpoenas. In any event, he said he's not worried about the indictment because he had every right to take the classified material from the White House, which the government and most lawyers dispute, and that he will win the case. There was also plenty of back and forth when Baier told him, "You lost the 2020 election." Trump dug in, as always. "Bret, you take a look at all of the stuffed ballots. You take a look at all of the things, including things like the 51 intelligence agents." The Fox News anchor responded there were recounts in all of the swing states. There was not significant widespread fraud. Trump. But we're trying to get recounts, real recounts, not just numbers of votes cast. Baier. There were investigations of widespread corruption. There was not a sense of that. There were lawsuits, more than 50 of them by your lawyers, some in front of judges that you appointed. Many other outlets are replaying the interview, and it was Trump's first sit-down with a top anchor from Fox's news division since he declared his candidacy. My colleague Bret did a tremendous job, a master class in interviewing a challenging subject.